Dragonite, my favorite Pokemon of all time. Back when I was a wee child, I decided anytime I found a Dratini, I would have to put it on my team because I love Dragonite so much. Then one day, about 7 years ago, my friend convinced me because I liked Dragonite so much that I should try to shiny hunt a Dratini. I thought it was a crazy idea, but I decided to give it a go, and after nearly 25,000 encounters, I got my first ever hunted shiny, a shiny Dratini that I still have to this day, and I have it currently in my Pokemon Home version, and it's one of my favorite shinies of all time. But today, we're gonna take that a step further. The goal for this is to get a full odds shiny Dratini in every single generation of Pokemon. This is my shiny Dratini generational quest. In the last episode, we hunted for shiny Dratini in the Generation 1 games. If you want to check that out, I'll leave a card on screen now. But this video, since we're going in generation order, we gotta move on to Generation 2. It's actually pretty easy to shiny hunt Dratini in Generation 2, very similar to Generation 1 where you buy it from the game corner, except this time you can just check to see if it's shiny as opposed to checking its stats. However, I didn't want to simply just buy Dratini from the game corner for the first 4 generations of this quest, so instead, we are moving on to Pokemon Crystal version, which in this game, you can actually get a gifted Dratini from the Dragon's Den after beating Claire. After you beat Claire, you go and take a test in the Dragon's Den, and if you answer the questions correctly, which it's pretty easy to answer the questions correctly, it's just like mostly positive, like good person kind of questions that you answer, and if you answer those questions correctly, you receive a Dratini that knows a special move, Extreme Speed. If you do not answer the questions correctly, the Dratini does not know the move Extreme Speed, but you still get the Dratini regardless. But basically, you just save in front of the man before he gives you the Dratini, and soft reset after every check. I should explain in this video though, as shinies are determined by the DVs or IVs of the Pokemon, and also the HP stat is determined by the DVs of the Pokemon as well. Only Pokemon with a 0 or 8 DV in HP can result in a shiny. If they are not 0 or 8 in HP, then they will never be shiny. So if you're wondering, in this clip, there are times where I reset over the Dratini without checking it. That is because the HP stat was already incorrect. I was looking for an HP stat to either be 37 or 39. If it was not 37 or 39, I already knew it wasn't going to be shiny, so I would reset for it anyway. But without further ado, here is my shiny Extreme Speed Dratini. You haven't tried the sandwich mechanic yet, but it seems pretty useful. It's pretty much a requirement if you want to shiny hunt certain things. And I'm not even talking like the shiny odds increase. In my opinion, I don't think anyone needs a shiny odds increase in Scarlet and Violet. I think with the amount of spawns you get and the fact that you see them overworld is pretty much like method hunting from the start. Like, it's one of those things where, yeah, I played the game for like quite a few hours hunting full odds, but I got 2 full odd shinies in the first 2 days of the game. Like, just having the encounter rate increase for certain Pokemon is huge. I want to do some more shiny hunts in Scarlet and Violet, but like, I want to get through more of the game first. I want to be at a point where like I know exactly what I'm doing to like really optimize the hunts. And I also want to like do some hunts that I've already started. Like this one I already started, and then I have like this whole bingo card of shiny hunts I want to do. Ideally until the year ends. So I have like a month to try to get as many shinies from that as possible. So I probably won't hunt Scarlet and Violet for a bit. I'm sure I'll probably like run into a random shiny playing it though. Really sucks they don't sparkle, especially for the subtle ones. I actually like it more that they don't sparkle. I mean, like, if there was like a middle ground, I would say that they should sparkle but not make a sound if they are in overworld. I think Legends Arceus having the sparkle sound in the overworld made it like too easy. Like, way too easy. It was one of those things where, like, you would just run around mindlessly and then, like, hear a shiny off in the distance and be like, oh, there was a shiny all the way over here that I almost ran by. And it's like, I get why people like that more, but when they don't sparkle in the overworld, you have to actually, like, look for them. And it's way more, like, engaging that way. Like, it's a lot more involved, it's a lot more fun, in my opinion, to shiny hunt when you don't have to like pay attention, like when you actually have to like look out for shinies. And it's not like you're gonna get shinies left and right because you probably just won't notice them. So it feels a lot more balanced that way, in my opinion. But yeah, I think shiny hunting in Scarlet and Violet is like leagues better than Legends Arceus. I think Legends Arceus was so lame to shiny hunt in my opinion. It was boring and it was too easy. And they forced you to raise your shiny odds, which also made it too easy, in my opinion. Like, it was just a lame game to shiny hunt in. It didn't have any lasting power. There was nothing to go after because everything was too easy to get, in my opinion. Scarlet and Violet, although probably not my favorite game to shiny hunt in. Like, I'm still probably on Team Sword and Shield, or like, I love Fire Red Leaf Green shiny hunting. But I still think it's really fun to shiny hunt in Scarlet and Violet. I just wish there was, like, better animations. There's no animations for anything. Makes sense, we were kind of spoiled by Legends Arceus. And it's one thing, I think the outbreaks in Legends Arceus were, like, a huge missed opportunity, because they did not need to raise the shiny rates as much as they did for those. And I think it would have been a really cool way to shiny hunt if you could, like, reset for them and have them be, like, even full odds or maybe slightly higher odds. It would have been a cool method. But they just made them, like, so brainless, and, like, you just go to them, you KO a few, then go to the next one, and it's like, oh, here's a shiny after 20 minutes. Like, it was just stupid. But that being said, like, I just didn't go to outbreaks. I didn't have to do that, which is fine. But the fact that they forced you to raise your shiny odds when you got research level 10, I thought was the worst thing they could have done. It pretty much just, it pretty much forces you to play casually, in my opinion. Like, I get a lot of people, like, and it's one thing to want easier shinies. Like, that's totally fine. But to force everyone to get easier shinies is, like, a huge issue, in my opinion. That's why I was so worried about, like, Scarlet and Violet shiny hunting. I made a video on, like, my concerns with shiny hunting in Scarlet and Violet. And this was before the game came out. It was like, people were arguing, like, oh, overworld shinies are better than non-overworld shinies. One of the biggest arguments, there's actually a few that I think are, like, totally invalid arguments now. Now that the game's out, I think they're totally invalid arguments now. But, like, a lot of people were like, oh, it's a lot more immersive that they're overworld. Like, it makes no sense for them to appear non-shiny, and then when you run into them, they're all of a sudden shiny. It's more immersive that they start off shiny and stay that way. But it's like Scarlet and Violet is not immersive at all when they just, like, pop in and out of nothing and don't have any animation for anything. The other argument was that it's way too boring to just run back and forth in the grass doing random encounters, and it's way more exciting when it's overworld. But, like, literally shiny hunting in Scarlet and Violet is running back and forth in grass. It's so funny that people were like, oh, it's so boring to just run back and forth in grass, as we're running back and forth in grass shiny hunting now. It's like, it's okay to admit that you want shinies to be easier, but, like, I feel like those excuses are kind of invalid. We're almost 4,000 in on that Sandshrew hunt. That's not bad at all. That being said, that's only, like, half odds. And it has taken us a while to get that. But I'm hoping that when we, like, focus only on the Sandshrew, it'll go by faster. Yo, what's up, Sweet Secret? Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Thank you for the shiny luck. Part of me wants to, like, keep shiny hunting in Scarlet version, but, like, I'm not ready for it yet, you know? I'm not ready for it. I want to go for Tauros. I want to go for Cloth. I want to go for Palmy. There's a lot I want to go for. The issue is, I want to optimize my sandwiches before I continue hunting in that game. And just, like, go insano mode on the shinies that we need. Although, I can't complain, though. We got shiny Stunky and Oinkologne, which was dope. Like, those were good shinies to get. Like, Stunky, really cool shiny. Really cool shiny. So that was a good thing to phase with. Like, obviously, we could have phased with, like... Well, oh, yeah, Deerling. Deerling, not as cool of shiny. Deerling would have sucked. We probably failed the Deerling, honestly. They were everywhere before I started using the fighting power sandwich. And I was not checking them because... Oh my gosh! No way, dude! I cannot believe I just got that. Shiny Dratini, dude! After 5,920. And then obviously this one's not going to be shiny because this one's not the right HP. But we gotta save on both of these games, actually. Because I need... Oh my gosh, it actually happened. It actually happened. Oh my gosh. Yo, sweet secret. Thank you for the shiny luck. It actually worked this time. It wasn't like exactly like right after you gave it to me, but that's the closest we've ever gotten to getting a shiny. I'm gonna save again. I'm gonna save on this game too, because here's the deal. So I'm doing a Dratini generational quest where I try to get a full odd shiny Dratini in every single generation of Pokemon. We had already done Gen 1, and I really jumped the gun when sending that up to a later generation because I really wanted to see it shiny. I was like, because obviously there's no shinies in Gen 1, but I really wanted to see it shiny. So I sent it up really early, and it's one of those things where Gen 1 has like the wackiest movesets for Pokemon. And like Dragonite, there's a lot of moves that Dragonite can only learn if you get it from a Generation 1 game. So what I want to do in this, because I was too late for the first one, I want to send this Dratini to a Gen 1 game. I want to send a Dratini to a Gen 1 game. This Dratini to a Gen 1 game. But the issue is, the cool thing about this Dratini, this is like an exclusive Pokemon Crystal Dratini, where it gets the move Extreme Speed, which Dratini normally can't learn that move. So the issue with it is that if I send this into Gen 1 to give it cooler moves, it will delete Extreme Speed because of the fact that Extreme Speed was added in Gen 2. But I've been told that you can relearn Extreme Speed if you send it into Sword and Shield and then breed it with another Dratini that knows Extreme Speed. Apparently there's a new mechanic in Sword and Shield where if you have two Pokemon in the daycare that breed together, I don't even know if they have to breed together, but just two Pokemon in the daycare, if one of them has an egg exclusive move, it can pass it over to the other parent as opposed to passing it straight to the egg. So what we have to do, the reason why I saved the other game, is we have to like test everything to see if like we can get the prime wacky Dragonite moveset for this thing before sending it up and keeping Extreme Speed, even if we have to delete it in the process. So we have to do all the tests on the first Dratini and see if we can get that to work. But we got a shiny Dratini. Oh my gosh. Let's switch it to the front of the party. I was like, man, this might not take that long if we consistently stream this. And I literally got, I haven't hunted this in like a month. And this is the first day back of doing this. Let's check this thing out. I don't know how well you guys can hear the audio, but you know, it's fine. So here we go. We got a regular Magikarp and shiny Dratini. Look at that. It pretty much just looks like a normal Dratini in Generation 3 and onward. But, still really cool. Oh, we can't escape. Cool. This Magikarp is gonna wreck us, apparently. Oh, it actually has tackle. Jeez. Okay, we got away. Nice. No way to know how well the audio sounds, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna do the old Flipperooski, which the audio should sound a lot louder now. Let me just make sure the mic is still plugged in. Okay, it is. Cool. Sometimes I accidentally unplug the mic when I do that. Sound is good, nut. Oh, that's why this took so long. I had a rappel going. Okay. That's why the encounter rate was so buns. Oh, look at that. We got a regular Dratini for the comparison, and shiny Dratini. So obviously, the regular one's a lot more blue and has yellow in it. And this one's like silver and off blue. It's like indigo. Pretty cool. But also, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you haven't done so. Also, we got this live on Twitch, so follow me on Twitch, link is in the description. Okay, I am back, and I think this is gonna evolve my Dratini. I was level grinding it last night, so it's level 35. But the idea behind this quest is to get 3 of each, because there's 9 generations. I'm gonna have 3 Dratinis, 3 Dragonairs, 3 Dragonites. The original plan was to do Gen 1 was a Dratini, Gen 2 was a Dragonair, Gen 3 was a Dragonite, and then so on and so forth. But I jumped the gun on the last one, and I didn't give it a cool moveset because Gen 1 has some like really wacky movesets. So we're gonna evolve this one into a Dragonite, and then we're also gonna evolve the next one into a Dragonite. So we're gonna have to have a bunch of like Dratinis and Dragonairs as well. But here we go, Dratini's evolving. Finally not canceling this one. And there is shiny Dragonair. Pretty much the same colors as the Dratini. It's a little, I think it's a little lighter, which is kind of cool. I personally like the newer Dragonair shiny and Dratini shiny way more. But yeah, there's our shiny Dragonair. It is unfortunately paralyzed and really weak. But there it is. I guess I'll send it out in battle. I'm on the SS Anne right now going to Kanto because I need to get levels for this thing so I can evolve it into Dragonite. There's not really a great way to level grind in these games, unfortunately. Like, nothing gets like crazy high level, and like the Elite Four is fine, but they're way too tough that I have to swap battle or use experience share, and it just doesn't work as well. It's not as good. So we're just trying to like play through more of the game in order to get more experience for this guy. So, or this girl, it's actually a female. Also, I do have a nickname idea. Once we evolve this into Dragonite, I am going to... This guy battles me. All right, here we go. Once we evolve into a Dragonite, I'm going to do a bunch of crazy things to give it a wacky moveset, because that's the goal for this. And also, we are going to eventually send it up into Sword and Shield so I can nickname it, because the name that I want to do is too many characters. I can technically fit it with 10 characters, but it's going to look cooler with spaces because it's 3 words. But yeah, we have to send it into Sword and Shield. It's pretty cool in Gen 2, but like, let's be real, I don't play these games too often. So if I want to like get the most out of this Dragonite, I would have to send it up into a later game anyway. Eventually Scarlet and Violet once the Pokemon Home comes out. But here we go, we got shiny Coughing and shiny Dragonair. I also realized I said shiny Coughing. That is not a shiny Coughing, but whatever. But yeah, so I had to evolve this thing because now it's a lot stronger. We can actually KO a lot of these Pokemon now pretty easily. So that's good. Self-destruct sucks. Hopefully that doesn't do that much. It did a good amount, but yeah, so there's my shiny Dragonair. I'm going to cut here, and I will see you once we evolve it into a Dragonite, and then give it a wacky moveset. Alright, so KOing this Magmar, I believe, should do the trick. I actually level grinded this thing. I could have sent it into Gen 1 and just used duplicated rare candies, but I didn't really want to do that, because I wanted to evolve it in this game. But there we go, level 55. And we are going to get shiny Dragonite now. Here we go. Shiny Dragonair into shiny Dragonite. Look at that. This is my first time actually seeing shiny Dragonite in a Gen 2 game. Obviously very similar to what we currently have as Shiny Dragonite, which is kind of crazy because Dratini and Dragonair are so different in this game. But one of the crazier shinies in this game because they had very limited color palettes, so quite the difference. And it's trying to learn Wing Attack. I don't know if I really care to give it Wing Attack. We'll just give it to it. Let's get rid of Slam. But there we go. We have our shiny Dragonite. We are on the bike path right now. Oh, let's not switch it. Let's check its stats. I gotta get rid of Surf. But there we go. There's our shiny Dragonite. Didn't mention this before, but it is a female. I don't know if that means anything. I think my last one was male. I think the Dratini I got was male. So, I mean, 50-50 chance. The name I have in mind is gender neutral, so it does not matter. But let's send this thing out. So we got a normal Coughing and shiny Dragonite. Which, it's funny, the back sprite for Dragonite is like nearly identical from the back sprite of the Gen 3 Dragonite, which is crazy. I actually noticed this. I was looking at certain sprites of Pokemon in older games. I forget why, but there's actually like a lot of back sprites from the Gen 2 games that are nearly identical in the Gen 3 games. They are just like have more color and more detail to them. So I think Dragonite's one of them. But that's pretty cool. So I'm gonna sweep this guy. We're gonna give it a crazy moveset because we're capable of sending this into Gen 1. So we're gonna do that. And unfortunately, in order to send it to Gen 1, I know this is the Extreme Speed Dratini. The whole point was to get it with Extreme Speed. But we have to delete Extreme Speed on it. But don't worry, because I have a way of getting it back, which is crazy. But we have to send in the Gen 1. The only way to do that is to delete Extreme Speed. So we gotta do that. And we are... It's weird how it still forces you down when we're at the end of this place. But yeah, so I am going to battle this guy apparently. And we are going to cut here, and I will see you once I go to trade it over to Gen 1 to give it a wacky moveset. So I'll see you then. Alright, here we go. We gotta... unfortunately, delete Extreme Speed off of this shiny Dragonite, and I believe I have to delete Surf. I am not sure about Dragon Rage. I'm just probably going to delete all 3 moves and keep Wing Attack for now. So, unfortunately, we're getting rid of the exclusive move, but the good news is, starting in Generation 8, there's a way you can get special moves like Egg moves, which, for example, this is considered an Egg move. The only way to originally get it is if you do the Crystal Dratini with Extreme Speed, or in Heart Gold Soul Silver, they have the same one. That's the only way to originally get it. But after that, it becomes an Egg move, and you can just breed it on. Actually, you might be able to breed it on from other species. I don't really know how Egg moves work. But there is a new thing where you can essentially pass Egg moves to non-Egg Pokemon in Generation 8. So we're going to do that, and also nickname it. And now I'm pretty sure Wing Attack is a Generation 1 move, so hopefully this works. And we have our other game set up. This is my red version. Now, originally, I wanted to send it into my red or blue version and then transfer it up from there to see if it was tagged as being first met in Kanto. Because the one I actually got in blue version, I transferred it to Gen 2 and then transferred it up, and it says it was first met in Johto. So I wanted to see if it was the other way around. But unfortunately, if I do that, I won't be able to get like nearly as cool of a moveset, so we're just gonna do that instead and just send it from Gen 2. Alright, here we go. So we're trading the shiny Dragonite. Well, we're taking the Geodude apparently. It does one at a time on this one. But we're taking the Geodude. There is the Geodude. And shiny Dragonite going over. Dragonite's now on this game. But now we're on the red version. Now, the crazy thing is, we are giving it 2 really goofy moves, and what's great is that they're both TMs, and one of them you can just, this one you can't, you have to duplicate if you want more of, which is unfortunate. I don't think I'm going to use this TM for anything else, so I'm probably just going to leave it. And then there's TM07, which you can buy from the Celadon shop, so that's cool. We'll use this one. This one is Skull Bash, which I think is a crazy move to have on Dragonite. So we're just going to give that to Dragonite. Dragonite now knows Skull Bash, which is something it can only learn in Generation 1. Then we have TM07, which is Horn Drill, which a Dragonite with Horn Drill is so ridiculous. Not really a useful move, but I mean, like, come on. I think the only moves that Dragonite... I think Horn Drill is another one that is only Gen 1. I actually have a guide here. Horn Drill, yes. Horn Drill can only be learned from a Dragonite from Generation 1. So we're giving it Horn Drill. I was gonna give it, what's the move? Dynamic Punch, but it can also learn Dynamic Punch. It's Gen 1, or Gen 2 and 3. It can get Dynamic Punch, and I figured maybe I could give it Dynamic Punch for the Gen 3 one that I get. Who knows? That'd be kind of crazy. Wing Attack, Skull Bash, Horn Drill. We're going to get rid of Wing Attack. This is not going to be like a competitive Dragonite or anything. Like, it's going to be pretty useless, but it's just hilarious that I'm giving it this wacky moveset, in my opinion. We're going to give it Extreme Speed back, so that's going to be one of the moves. And then the last move we're going to give is Zap Cannon. Now, originally, I was thinking about giving all normal type moves, and the 4th move was, I think, Double Edge, which it can only be learned in Gen 1 and 3. But unfortunately, I don't have the TM for Double Edge. I think I sold it, and you can't get more, and I didn't want to have to play through another game again. So it's not going to learn Double Edge, but, you know, why not? We can give it 3 normal type moves, and then the 4th move is going to be Zap Cannon. So let's trade it back now. There we go. Dragonite is coming back. Actually, funny enough, I'm going to have to trade this over to my 2DS Crystal version, because with the Nintendo eShop going down, we got Dragonite back, by the way. With the Nintendo eShop shutting down or whatever, they made it so you can't add funds using a credit card. And it's a really long story. You can actually add funds using your Switch if you link the profile up. And my Pokemon Bank expired, but I have it on this for like 86 more days or something like that. And unfortunately, I have funds on my Switch, and I can't put it on this account because it's linked to the other account. So I can only add funds to this game. It would be a lot more messy, and plus, I still have 86 days. I'm not going to buy another membership of Pokemon Bank for that long. But only this game is capable, this system is capable of using Pokemon Bank right now, which is hilarious. I have to wait till it becomes free. I thought that was kind of a bad system. They should have made it free as soon as they made it so you couldn't add funds using like credit cards or anything. So let's do that, because I actually have the TM already, because I did the part. We have Zap Cannon, which is such a bizarre move to have on Dragonite, so I had to add it. But Dragonite learned Zap Cannon. So we have 3 of the moves now. Now we have to delete Wing Attack, because obviously we can't delete 4 moves at once, because that would cause a lot of issues. So let's delete Wing Attack now. And now it only has Zap Cannon, Skull Bash, and Horn Drill. And we gotta give it Extreme Speed back. So that's the last move. We're gonna get to it. Now we just have to send it up into into Pokemon Bank. So I have to trade it over to Crystal version first, but we'll have to send it up into Pokemon Bank and then send it into Home. I don't think I'm gonna do anything with it in Gen 7, so we don't have to worry about that. I'm just gonna send it straight into Home, and we're gonna continue in Sword and Shield and get Extreme Speed back on it. I'll explain how that works, but I'm gonna cut here, and I will see you once we go to do that. Okay, so I have just sent the Dragonite into Pokemon Home, and hopefully it's in, because I literally just did it, so hopefully it's like actually in. I don't have to like log out and log back in again, because sometimes it does that. Yep, okay, well, we gotta wait like a few more seconds, I guess. All right, so we have the Dragonite in here. It's not in my party, but it's right here. We got Dragonite. It has 3 perfect stats, and the nature seems pretty terrible, honestly. I don't know what nature that is. Calm nature. It's from the Johto region. How nostalgic, but it does have the little icon to show that it was from like a Game Boy original or Game Boy Color game. Same symbol for both if it's Gen 1 or Gen 2, unfortunately, but at least we have that symbol, which is pretty cool. Calm nature seems pretty bad, but honestly, who knows? Maybe I could check, try to EV train it or something to give it a special attacking. I don't know. Half the moves are physical attacks anyway. It doesn't matter. But yeah, and hidden ability too, because they're guaranteed to have hidden ability. I also brought up Dragoon, which is the one I got in the first episode, which is the Generation 1 that I got for my blue version. As you can see, it does say it was first met in the Johto region, which it wasn't. I guess it's just whatever game you send it up from into Pokemon Bank is what region it says it's from, which is kind of weird. I was going to try to get this one to say it was from the Kanto region, but I wasn't going to be able to get it Zap Cannon, and I didn't really have a better move to give it. So we wanted to give it we chose the wacky moveset over having it say it was from the Kanto region. So there's that. But we got to give this thing extreme speed. So what we got to do is I have a Pokemon in here. It's a Dragonite. This was the Dragonite that's in there now was actually the non-shiny one I got when I was shiny hunting it on the other game. So I sent it up. I evolved it. I figured out it actually has to be a Dragonite. And because I tried it when it was a Dratini with another Dragonite I had. And apparently it has to be the exact same species. It can't be from the same family. So it has to be a Dragonite. But that Dratini obviously has extreme speed, or Dragonite, it's a Dragonite now, has extreme speed, and we put them together in the daycare, and it should pass down its egg move, extreme speed, to the other Dragonite because it has an open move slot, I should say. So let's see this in action. Obviously, that Dragonite did not have extreme speed. This is a really interesting feature, in my opinion. It kind of doesn't make sense, but at the same time does make sense. And I believe the Dratini, or the Dragonite that's in there, is male, so I think we are going to get eggs from them. I think. Okay, maybe not, if they're not playing together at all. So, who knows? I actually forgot the gender of the other Dragonite. The other one actually was female, so it doesn't matter what gender, allegedly. So I'm not sure how long I have to like ride around. Last time I did this, I just waited till I got 5 eggs and then took it out, but who knows? Let's just bike around for a bit until pretty much the same amount of time has passed. I mean, I would assume this is probably good. Let's take back. I want to say it's the second one, right? Okay, it is the second one. Let's not take back the first one yet. Let's see if it worked. And there we go. It's got extreme speed. So you just got to bike around for a bit, and now it has extreme speed. So there's our shiny Dragonite with the wacky moveset. Now all that's left to do is I actually put these Sinistes in here so I wouldn't have the eggs hatching one at a time, but they are both female, so it does not matter. So I can take the other one out now. So there's the other one. That was the non-shiny one that I got with the shiny one when the same reset happened. Now we gotta give it a nickname because this is one of the coolest features in my opinion that Sword and Shield added. Apparently it doesn't work in BDSP, and I don't even think it works in Legends Arceus. No clue if it works in Scarlet and Violet yet, but it's something that works, as far as I know, only Sword and Shield, and I hope it is a thing in Scarlet and Violet because it is a really nice feature. You can change a Pokemon's nickname even if you're not the original trainer, if they aren't an event Pokemon, and if the Pokemon was never named. And the event Pokemon thing is kind of lenient. It's only like newer event Pokemon because they get like a special ribbon with them. Older event Pokemon, like for example, the Wishmaker Jirachi, which technically is an event Pokemon, you can nickname it even though it's an event Pokemon, as long as it hasn't been named before, which you actually cannot name it until Sword and Shield, which is crazy. So we're going to nickname this one. It's quite a fine nickname. I think a better one, what'd you think? And the difference is, if I change the nickname, because I'm not the original trainer, I cannot change it again. So I have to be absolutely sure. But I thought this was a funny name. We are going to do... and the reason why I came up with this name is because... it was originally going to have all normal type moves, but now it's got 3 normal type moves and one wacky electric type move. But I'm calling it Hi, I'm Normal, if I could spell this correctly, which is obviously a reference to SpongeBob when he becomes normal, but there we go. We got Hi, I'm Normal. And here we go. For a Pokemon you got from another trainer, you only get 1 go at changing its name. It'll be Hi, I'm Normal. From now on and forever. Are you sure it's what the name you want? Unfortunately, there's not enough space to put the apostrophe in I'm, but I had to think this through because I could technically have fit it with the 10 characters, but I wanted the spaces more, so... Here we go. Dragonite is going to be called Hi, I'm Normal, now and forever. Let's do it. And also, the reason why I put Dragoon in my party as well is because I actually haven't checked to see if this thing has Square or Star Sparkles. But let's check out Hi, I'm Normal. With the not-so-normal moveset, which is still fitting for the name, even though it's not all normal type moves. But I thought it was funny. So let's run into a Stuffle. We got a regular Stuffle and Hi, I'm Normal, the shiny Dragonite. And it's Square Sparkle. That's crazy. Now, I'm not sure if that was actually the 1 in 16 chance, or maybe it's guaranteed if it's from a Game Boy game. Who knows? We gotta check on the Dratini. We gotta see that one. Oh, okay, we're gonna run into this Swirlix, though. Allegedly, Pokemon sent from Pokemon Go are guaranteed Square Sparkles, and Pokemon that were met through a fateful encounter, which are event Pokemon, essentially, all of those are Square Sparkles. But I want to say Pokemon that were just sent up from normally from older games are random chance. But let's check the Dratini. So here's a normal Stuffle. And Dragoon, the shiny Dratini. Okay, that one's Square too. Maybe they're a guaranteed Square when they're from the Game Boy games. And the reason why I say the Game Boy games is because actually when Pokemon Home first came out for Sword and Shield, I had sent a bunch of Pokemon up, shinies up from my older games, like Gen 3, Gen 4, not 5, but Gen 6, and so on. And only 2 of them were Square Sparkles. So either I got really lucky or it is guaranteed with specifically the Virtual Console games. But they are both Square Sparkles. Not that it matters, they pretty much discontinued Square Sparkles after this game anyway, which is really unfortunate. I think it was a really good idea, but executed a little poorly, and I was hoping they would just like tweak it in later games, and they just straight out removed it altogether, which is really unfortunate in my opinion. But before we go, we have to show off Hi, I'm Normal's most ridiculous moveset. So here we go. We got Horn Drill. Hopefully we hit. Oh, it's gonna use Endure. That just means I can't hit it, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, we still can. But there's Horn Drill. It's endured the hit, but now we're gonna hit it with an extreme speed to finish it off. There's extreme speed. Like, as bad of a move that Horn Drill is, it's like you're never seeing Horn Drill on Dragonites, especially a shiny one. So that's why I think it's so cool. Let's use Skull Bash. So we gotta tuck the head in. Raise the defense. And Skull Bash. There we go. Critical hit, too. And here we go. Last move, but certainly not least, Zap Cannon. What a weird move. Oh, it missed. Okay. We'll try again. Oh, it's getting us back. There we go. Zap Cannon going off. And there you have it. The very weirdest move set. Obviously, there were some other moves I could have gotten that would have been pretty weird as well. But, you know, maybe I try to get at least Dynamic Punch on my Generation 3 one. So we're going for all generations of Shiny Dratini in, well, every generation, obviously. But, so next up is Gen 3, which in my opinion is probably going to be one of the easiest ones. I hunt in Gen 3 all the time. It's going to also be part of a Dream Team quest, the final member. So stay tuned for that. But until then, that is going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, ring those notification bells, all that good stuff. Be sure to join the domination, and I will see you in the next video.